Alright, this is the second type of example when we're rationalising the denominator, and hopefully you can see already that the denominator here looks slightly different. Previously we've dealt with just the surd on the bottom, root 3, or we've dealt with maybe a multiple, so 5 root 3, something like that. And that's been pretty straightforward. We've just multiplied by the surd, both top and bottom, to rationalise. When you're faced with a denominator that looks like this, something plus or minus a root, and that's the important part, the plus or minus a root, we have to multiply by the conjugate of this denominator. Now, that's just a fancy word. What you're going to do, you're going to multiply both top and bottom by exactly what you see on the denominator, with one exception. You're going to change the sign. So I'm going to multiply by 5 plus root 2, both top and bottom. So all I've changed is the sign of the denominator. So instead of being 5 minus root 2, it's now 5 plus root 2. That is incredibly important if you wish to rationalise the denominator. Remember, what we're aiming to do is to get the bottom number, the denominator, to be rational, a whole number. So we are attempting to get rid of the surds on the bottom, and that's how you do it when you're faced with something plus or minus a root. Alright then, so we'll take this step slowly so you can see what's going on. On the bottom, I effectively have a bracket, 5 minus root 2, multiplied by another bracket, 5 plus root 2. It is all of that term, all of that times by all of that. So put it in brackets to remind yourself. The top, a little bit more straightforward in this case, it's 5 multiplied by all of 5 plus root 2. I'll deal with the top first. 5 multiplied by 5, you know it's 25. And then 5 multiplied by root 2 will give us positive 2 root 2. Now the bottom here, we've looked at the videos where we are looking at binomial products of surds. We are multiplying a bracket by a bracket. We're going to use FOIL. So I'll start with the first. 5 times 5 gives us 25. Then look at outside. 5 times root 2. That is positive 5 root 2. Now look at the inside. Minus root 2 times 5. That's minus 5 root 2. And then last, minus root 2 times positive root 2. Well, root 2 times root 2 will give me 2. And I have to just be careful with the signs. It's going to be a negative 2 here. Now remember, the whole point in doing this was to get rid of the surds on the bottom, on the denominator. As you can see clearly here, I've got 5 root 2 take away 5 root 2, so they will simplify. All I've got to do is deal with the numbers. 25 minus 2, that gives me 23. So my denominator is 23, a whole number, a rational number. That's exactly what I was looking for. The top remains unchanged. You look to see if you can simplify, you can't. So it is 25 plus 2 root 2 over 23.